Hello, 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 my beautiful, beautiful Tauruses. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I love you guys. How are y'all feeling? I hope you had a very beautiful, beautiful day. Okay, and uh, it's Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, Tasty Tuesday, whatever Tuesday it is for you, right? And make the day, make the best out of the day. Okay. Um, And so the energy I'm picking up here, Taurus, is that some of you are finally moved away from a very rough situation, very toxic situation, and you are now in your energy. I feel like some of you have decided to, when it comes down to making this decision to move over to calmer waters with the Six of Swords, could be a baby daddy or just a very toxic situation. I feel like when it came down to your emotions with the King of Cups, I feel like it's almost like Spirit is telling me that you finally accepted what was, okay. You finally started seeing things for what it was. You're now in the energy that you finally have accepted this situation, that this person did not have the love or the feelings that you had for this person. They didn't have it for you, because it also the King of Swords here. I feel like you finally, some of you finally let go. You stop holding on to trying to fix something or try to make something work. Okay. And I feel like you made the decision, finally made the decision, head over heart about this decision. In other words, you finally accepted that this person really did not feel the way that you felt about this person. Okay. And I feel like this reading is going to be about letting go of of just who, just letting go of someone that you could not control. Okay. This is someone that you had a lot of feelings for. This, like I said, baby daddy or whatever, baby mama, or this could be just a very toxic situation. And so I feel like you had to make the decision to, with your head over your heart about this. With this King of Cups, this is like you still care about this person. Okay. Or when you left, okay, let's put it that way. Okay. Because remember, everybody's on different timelines. Okay. Some of y'all, this already has happened. Some of y'all going through this right now. And some, this is coming up in your near future. I feel like when you left this person, you still had some emotions connected to this person. You still cared about this person. This person was someone that you strongly had feelings for, but you had to make this decision based off of what was in front of you, okay, with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. You had to make this decision head over heart, because you realized that this was not the road that you're supposed to been on, or this person, that it just was not working out. And no matter how much you try to pour your heart out to whoever this was that you were in connection with, it just never changed anything. Okay. You showed your feelings. Okay. You were in the King of Cups. Okay. And your feelings was balanced when it came down to this person. But no matter what you done to try to prove yourself to this man or this woman, it just would never change. Okay. And so if you look at the situation that you were in, who was left with the bad end of the stick? Because it wasn't headed in the right direction. It did not matter how much you showed this person, try to reassure this person, try to tell this person, It's like it just never changed. They never changed the situation, or the situation never changed. And so you were forced, this person forced you to leave them, even though you were still in love with this person. Have you ever left somebody and you still was in love, but you realized that this person can't give you what you wanted, so you had to make yourself fall out of love with this person? You had to make yourself stop loving. You understand what I'm saying? Do y'all feel what I'm talking about? You had to stop yourself from loving this person. Because a lot of times when people think that when people leave out of someone's life, they think that, oh, when I left, I was out of love. No, a lot of people leave and still in love with that person, but they realize that this person is not going down the road, that it's not going down a good road. And so you had to make a choice, a head over heart decision. It's like, no matter how much I love you, no matter how much I have loved you, I must and I gotta walk away. Yeah. And this can be someone you have children by, this can be just a toxic relationship, someone you, or this can be, even your family that you have to love from a distance. No matter how much you love them, you got to separate yourself from them. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like this person that you could have been dealing with could have been an air sign, could have been a water sign as well. I feel like this person is like, this person triggered you a whole lot, okay? Triggering you into stepping out of your character. And this was a decision somebody had to make. I don't know who you are that's listening under the sound of my voice. You had to walk away when you still love this person. Yeah. That right there is a take a deep breath on that. Because some people think that when you end a relationship, like, you already out of love. But in this case here, you still had strong feelings for this person, but you know this person was no good for you. You know this person was not, you went through this 6 years, some of y'all longer than this. And you knew that it just was not going right. And so you had to make yourself fall out of love. You had to pull back. You had to stop the feelings from flowing so heavy, because it's like head over heels. Head over heels with someone that did not feel the same way. And love, being blinded by love is so painful. Being blinded by love is so, so painful. Because when you realize that it's a one-sided, and you got to make it the decision. That's the hard part I'm trying to say, Taurus. You have to make the decision to walk away when you're still in love. I mean, for you, you was in love. For you, you had strong feelings. For you, you would do anything. But when you finally decided head over heart, that I got to walk away from this because it's not going to end well. Yeah. You know how many times people in this world has walked away with a broken heart, and you still find yourself still in love with this person, and you had to make yourself stop loving somebody. You had to make yourself stop loving somebody. Because the feelings that you had for this person, and some of you may be in this situation right now, that I love him, I love her, but I gotta go. I don't like the way this road is going. I don't like the way this path that I'm on with this individual is going. And I must go. I feel like you are saying, it's time for me to go over to calmer waters. I must leave this situation. I must leave it. And for once, it's like, I gotta take my heart out of it, because it's not going to end well. Some of you could be married, okay? Some of you could have been getting ready to engaged, okay? But it's a one-sided thing. Yeah, Queen of Cups. Look at here. You got the Queen of Cups and you got the King of Cups. And with this Queen of Cups, it's telling me you had to follow your heart. See, sometimes, y'all, we have to, I know we don't want to listen to our heart because you are in love and you have so much feelings and caring for someone that did not reciprocate that back. And you had to follow your heart and come off of this path of the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. You had to follow your heart with this Queen of Cups. You had to follow your heart. You cared a lot. You carried a lot of, so whoever you are, you carried a lot of energy for this person. You loved this, you loved very deep with this person. But you had to follow your heart. Even though you were still in love or still had strong feelings for this person, you had to follow your heart and leave. Okay? You had to follow your heart and leave. You said, I just have to heal on my journey, but I must leave from this connection. Love can be very confusing if you're not coming from a healed place. And this was a very toxic situation, the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. This was not your fortune. This was not where you supposed to have been. And you had to make a head over heart decision that I love her, I love him, I will always will, but I gotta go because this is not good for me. I must follow my heart and move over to calmer waters. Yeah, it took some time. It took time because the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, it took time. This wasn't like you woke up one day. This took time for you to get to this level of finally picking up the momentum and getting out of there. It was not. Yeah, and it was not easy. Yeah, you were contemplating. It's like I'm sowing a lot of seeds here. With the Seven of Pentacles, it's like you seeing no results, okay, with the Seven of Pentacles. No matter how much you sowed, no matter how much love you showed somebody, no matter how much you showed to him, to her, it's like the seeds that you sowed in this connection, in this marriage, in this situation, it just was never enough. You were never enough. You were just never enough. They never appreciated the seeds that you sowed. It's like you waited for some growth and you was waiting for this person. Let me plug my phone up, y'all. You was waiting for this change. Waiting on this change. You know? Seven of Pentacles is, waiting, sowing the seeds and waiting for something to grow. And it was no growth there. It was just a lot of toxic, bad things that, a lot of triggers that will cause somebody to do something that they will regret. And so you had to leave, even though you were still in love or you still had strong feelings for this person. Tell me more, Spirit. Yeah, there was no, you got the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. There was no growth there. There was nothing there. It was nothing there. But I feel like now y'all are in your power. I feel like even with this, not your wish granted. With the Nine of Cups in the reverse, this was not your wish granted. That is not what you signed up for. But I also felt as though that some of you was dealing with somebody that was on their high horse, very egotistic. This was somebody that was very controlling. Okay? Okay? You could have been dealing with an Aries. Okay? They were just very controlling. And it's like you just got tired of it and you left out the door, even though you loved them, still had strong feelings for this person. But you said it's time for me to take a new leap of faith on life. I got to get out of this because this is going to cause me, yeah, the Ace of Pentacles. You going towards the Ace of Pentacles. You going towards a new beginning, more and better investments, okay? Some of you are still stuck in this situation. Some of you are still stuck in this situation. Six of Pentacles. Okay, it was no reciprocity. It was breadcrumbing, taking advantage of you, breadcrumbing, treating you less than, hot, cold, just nothing. Okay, no reciprocity here. And this is someone that you loved. Yeah, look at that. Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Okay, a lot of trickery energy, a lot of in and out, hot, cold type of energy. Wearing a mask. It had you in isolation. I feel like you were with this person walking on eggshells. Okay, always found yourself defending yourself against this woman or defending yourself against this man. You were walking on eggshells. Okay, and this King of Swords in the reverse was somebody very mean, very selfish. Okay, selfish, didn't care about your feelings. Okay, you're a very caring, very loving, caring person, as you see the Queen of Cups here. Okay, but you had to make a head over heart decision, even though you were still in love or still had feelings for this person. This person was, you could have been dealing with a narc, but this person had you so bound that, you woke up and realized this person don't care about me. Yeah, some of you with the Four Wands in the reverse, excuse me, some of y'all are going through divorce right now. Or you're definitely in separation with someone that you were married to. If you wasn't married, y'all lived up under the same roof. So that means that you have separated yourself. You have moved out of the house, okay? You have left and because you was not happy with the Sun in the reverse, okay? So it was a lot of hiding, a lot of secrets, a lot of things. But the thing about it is that you love this person. Like they could have tried to do the right thing. This was somebody that did not want to do the right thing in the connection, in the marriage, okay, in the relationship. Yeah, they were very manipulating. You got the Magician in the reverse. Very, very manipulating, okay? Three of Pentacles. For some of y'all, they had you in a third party situation, okay? For some of y'all, okay? The King of Pentacles in the reverse. Means that this person financially wasn't stable. I feel like some of you carried this person's back. You carried a lot with this person. I also feel as though that you really, as an empath with this Queen of Cups here, as an empath, you really picked up their energy. Okay, because you are gullible to feelings. You will gravitate to someone else's problems. And that's where you messed up at. Whoever you are. Yeah. I feel like you definitely, it was a lot of conflict. I feel like it was a lot of drama, a lot of conflict, a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing. And it was not going to end well. Spirit keep taking me back to the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. It was not going to end well. So I don't know who I'm talking to. This can resonate with anybody. Please take what resonates, leave the rest, reverse the roles, how they fit in your life. Listen, if it doesn't resonate, it's not your story. But at some point in time, this could be past tense for somebody. Also, somebody can be going through this right now, or this is coming up in your near future that you're going to have to make a head over heart decision. No matter who you love, how deep you love this person keeps causing you problems, keep doing a lot of bad things, keep disrespecting you, keep this fighting, this arguing. Sometimes you got to walk away even when you in love. Even when you care. Even with your own family. Sometimes you got to love even your family, your closest, your children. You got to love them from a distance. In this situation, you're moving over to calmer waters from a very toxic 6-year, 12-year connection that you realize that I'll just go heal wherever I'm headed to. I'll go and heal. Right now, As much you ever get to hear that saying, as much as I love you, I will leave you. My God. As much as I love you, I will leave you. Standing right there. And I feel like whoever you are, Taurus, I feel like that's exactly what you did. As much as you love this individual person, whoever this man, this woman, this mother, this father, whoever this is that I'm talking about in your life, as much as you love them, you had to let them go because it's time. For some of you, it is time. This has went on too long. This has went on too long. Yeah. And it says, you're being asked to move forward toward the dreams that you have been carrying in your heart. It's time to bring it out into the world. It's time for you to move on. As much as I love you, I will leave you standing. Yeah, knowing your worth. My God. Finally knowing your worth, that how did I stay in this so long? Why did I stay in this so long? And like I said, some of you left and was still in love and still cared a lot about this person, but you didn't see you seen something that was going to happen that you would have regret. This wheel was not turning in your favor. The more that you was trying to make it happen, the more the forces was being held against you, and it was time to leave. No matter how much you felt about this person, no matter how much y'all memories you had, it was just not it anymore. It was time to move on because you realize what my worth is. I cannot settle anymore. And it took you some time. 7 years for some of you. You planted a seed. You might have had several children by this person. You planted a lot of seeds. You built a lot. And you have waited for some reciprocity, that you found yourself the only one sowing the seeds sideways. Okay. Knowing your worth. You're being asked to honor your worth. It can be easy to feel that we aren't good enough or worthy of happiness. This simply isn't the case. However, you are worthy and you have inherent value. It's time to cherish yourself and see your true worth. You said, I got to follow my heart. I got to follow my heart towards what my heart desires. That's loving me. Yeah, you had to walk away from someone that you still loved and cared for, baby. That is the most difficult thing to do. Yeah, that's very difficult to do. But you had to. You had to walk away from this marriage. You had to walk away. Yeah, you had to walk away. You had to detach yourself from this marriage, from this connection, from this toxic situation, because it was it just was not working. No matter what you tried to do, this person was never happy. It does not matter if you poured your guts out to this man or to this woman. No matter what you done, you just could never please this person. You could never please them. Nothing you done was good enough. And that's where the problem became, because you were pleasing somebody instead of pleasing yourself. You were trying to prove a point to someone that never even saw you. No, they never even saw you in the beginning. You were pleasing and trying to make this person love you the way that you loved him or her, but they never saw you. They never saw you. They looked at you but never saw you. That's why you found yourself saying, I've done everything. I bent over backwards. I showed and proved to her and proved to him. I tried to prove to her. I'm talking to a masculine energy is coming through. I'm talking to a masculine energy. This is a male I'm talking to that's listening under the sound of my voice. You did everything for that woman. You tried to prove everything to that woman. You had so many feelings for that woman. Or, reverse the roles, but I'm picking up on a masculine energy. No matter what you done, no matter what I done, positive thoughts and energy, it was not ever good enough. Well, I'm here to tell you the reason why Taurus, is because you were given to the wrong person. That's why it wasn't never good enough, because that woman never saw you. That man never saw you. Because you were trying to prove to them that you were that person, when in fact you should have proved it to yourself. And that means that when you prove it to yourself and you know who you are, you will attract the person that will see you. This person never saw you because they never saw themselves. So you had to realize that you had to detach. You're being asked to detach from something that you've been holding on to. You was holding on to this, wishing on a change, and you got the nine of cups in the reverse. You was holding on to something that was not your wish fulfillment, but you didn't know that at the time. At the time, you did not know that. You were holding on to something that was not in the plans. It was not in the cards. It was not in the book for you and this person. This was nobody that God sent to you. You thought God sent a spirit, sent this to you. No, this was based off of your decision. This was based off of your heart, because you are a caring person, compassion person. And this male, whoever I'm talking to, listening to me, you were dealing with a narcissist woman. My God. And it says, when we hold on too tightly to the desired outcome, it restricts the flow. I feel like the more you was holding on to, the more this woman or this man was hurting you. I need you, in case you went to the bathroom or into the kitchen, the more you was holding on to this person, the more they were hurting you. Because it says, when we hold on too tightly to the desired outcome, it restricts the flow. Trust that the outcome will work out and let go of your attachment to it. When you realize that, my God, I should have let go a long time ago, but you were holding on to it because you felt like you were in control of it. When in fact, the whole time you was holding on to it, the control was battering you. But when you finally realize that I can't be here anymore, no matter how much I feel for this man or this woman, I must let go. And when you let go, it's like